Hey out there everybody, Chris RENSHAW here from Obsessive Comics Disorder with another great board game review for you guys, and this time it's another Munchkin expansion. This is Munchkin Apocalypse 2, Sheep Impact. This is the first big expansion for one of their more recent Munchkins, Munchkin Apocalypse. So we're going to take a look at this. This is a review copy that I got, thanks to Steve Jackson Games for providing the review copy for me to check this game out. I've had a chance to play it a couple times, so we're going to check it out and see what's inside. Alrighty, here is all the stuff that comes inside Munchkin Apocalypse 2 Sheep Impact. As you can see, there's a lot of stuff here. There is 106 new cards to play with here now in your new set. Of course, you got more seals to destroy or make the game end that much sooner. If you remember, this is the big difference between Apocalypse and the rest of the Munchkins, is these seals that once the 7th seal opens, the game ends. So you've got more here now to interact with all of these cards. You got more treasures, more doors. So lots of great new stuff. Just point out some of my favorites here, like some of the treasures. You have the Patriot Axe, which is a big item, obviously. You have this expansion introduces vehicles into here, which are big items, but they can be additional big items that you can have. You've got the hybrid car, which gives you a +2 to run away, which, see, it's like a car and a tank. And then you've got the arm e-truck, which gives you a +3 bonus, and it gives you an extra hand. So it's a arm e-truck. Get it? Haha. Lots of great new monsters and stuff to deal with. But first of all, we have the new class, which is the Daredevil. The Daredevil has 2 abilities. Adrenaline Junkie: if there's a monster on top of the door discards, you may look for trouble against it. Daring, which basically means that if the last person discarded a monster, then you can, if you don't draw a monster, you can pick up that monster and fight it. Or Daring Escape: you may try to run away from any disaster as though it were a monster. If you fail, you lose a level in addition to the disaster's effects. So when someone hits you with the disaster, or that's this game's version of curses, you can roll a die and try and get out of it. So you get a 5 or 6, you win, or you get away from it. If you don't, then you lose a level. So pluses and minuses to that one. We also have Anti-Social Media, or Megalodon. This is one of the big monsters for this expansion. Level 19 Shark. One of my favorites is the Corporate Drone. Roll a die when it enters combat and turn over that many door cards from the deck. Any monsters revealed join the combat. Gotcha, you're dead. Then you've got the Spin Doctor. The very familiar Rogue Time Traveler, which is level 7. +5 unless you have a helper in the combat. He likes companions. Bad stuff. Regeneration! Discard all the cards in your hand and in play, then draw 3 doors and 3 treasures. So one of my hated cards, the Anti-Chris, as you could probably guess why. +5 against anyone named Chris, Christopher, Crystal, etc. Bad stuff. If you're named Chris, etc., you are dead. Other players just lose 3 levels. So that's awful for me. And then, of course, you can't have a set called Sheep Impact without having a card called Disaster Sheep Impact. Open a seal. And I just love the drawing of the sheep on fire. So that's everything that comes in Munchkin Apocalypse 2 Sheep Impact. Now we're going to go back and see what my thoughts are on this game. So, Munchkin Apocalypse 2, what do I think? Now, before I go into big talk, I'm going to give some disclaimers. A, if you're a Munchkin fan, clearly this product isn't for you. Not even sure why you're watching this video. B, everything about this, what I'm about to say, is relates to Munchkin Apocalypse. Munchkin Apocalypse is by far my favorite of the Munchkin games. I've played many versions of them, and Munchkin Apocalypse is my favorite. It adds a little bit more than your regular Munchkin, so I'm going to talk about that. And if you've played Munchkin Apocalypse and you don't like it at all, this isn't the product for you. So, and also the standard fare, if you play Munchkin with a small group of people, the expansions are not going to be as great because they build up the card base. You're not going to see them as much, that kind of thing. See my Munchkin Apocalypse or Munchkin Zombies video review for more information about that. the Munchkin Zombies 4 spare parts. Check out that review if you want to get an idea of what I mean by expansions adding to the thing. So, having said all of that, I really like this expansion. Of all the Munchkin expansions that I've ever played, this has got to be one of my favorites. I'm a big zombies person, so that's why I love Munchkin Zombies, but for some reason the humor in this is just so clicks with me a lot more. I find it a lot more hilarious, maybe because it's just that more ridiculous. When you see a card that says Sheep Impact, it's just fun to play and fun to say when you play it. Just that the artwork's great, the cards or the card humor's just as great as you've seen from other stuff, and it just works that much. It just clicks with me so much better. And like I said, it's maybe because I enjoy Munchkin Apocalypse so much, or I don't know what it is, but these cards seem to have an impact, if you will. I just, more than any other Munchkin expansion, I just seem to notice the expansion more in here. And by that, I don't mean it upset the game, but I just seem to be, I was able to get the cards sooner, and I was able to recognize that, oh, this wasn't in the original game. Here's something new. The new Daredevil class, isn't it? Yeah, the new Daredevil class. Every game I came in, it always seemed to end up getting into play and being affected by some of the seals. So, I'm a big fan of Munchkin Apocalypse, and that carries over into Sheep Impact as well. So, if you like Apocalypse, you're gonna want this. Hands down, definitely want this. I don't care what size group you're playing with. You're gonna want Munchkin Apocalypse 2, Sheep Impact. If you've played Munchkin and you've never played Munchkin Apocalypse, I highly recommend you do so. So, that's what I think. Thanks to Steve Jackson Games for sending me over a review copy. And if you want to see more great stuff that I've been playing recently, in addition to Magic and D&D work that I've done recently, make sure you go over and subscribe to the Boards and Swords podcast in whatever podcast reader that you're in. You can also find more details out at boardsandswords.com. Thank you guys for watching this video. You can talk to me on Facebook. I'm at facebook.com/obsessivecomicsdisorder, or on Twitter. I'm at Chris the Prof. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys next time for more great board game stuff. Adios.